What is going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Some unnecessary roughness. It's been a little bit of a minute, and the holidays kind of kicked our butts around here. Everybody traveling and doing the family thing. We took a couple weeks off or a week off or something, man. I don't even know. I can't. Trying to get back into the normalcy of things. But anywho, we're back for a little Week 18 NFL. We got our picks. We got our predictions. We got some talking to do. Playoffs are right around the corner. And if you're not already, go ahead and follow the network at bio.link/nonsensical network. You're going to get all the links to all the socials, including a link to Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, where you can get all kinds of goodies. Nikki can make you shirts and hoodies and cups and all kinds of fun stuff. So, and if you want to get like some unnecessary roughness gear or nonsensical nonsense, you can do that. She can also do whatever you want. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share if you'd be so kind. We greatly appreciate that. Lots to talk about. I say because we're getting a little bit of a late start. Some jackasses
jump into picks first.
Some jackasses decided to stay up a little bit too late podcasting last night, and may or may not have accidentally drank a little bit. So we were slow movers.
Listen, we would not have stayed up too late last night if somebody hadn't ended the fucking show at 9:30 and we had the opportunity to restart it for 6 more goddamn hours.
This is true. This is
the fact that thing's on a timer tremendously helps us.
Yes. This is true. I didn't even plan on doing another full 6 hours, but sometimes
we never plan on it, but it always goes that way.
Yeah, you just lose track when you're having fun. You're having a good time. But anyways, what?
Nothing.
My kids were not waking up early today.
I know you're judging. Oh, it's all fun and games when Dad drinks and does a podcast, so you can stay up late and play video games. But the next day rolls around.
I went down by Wyatt's room at 11 o'clock, and he was sitting on his bed. I barely saw him through the crack in his door. He's like, "I'm up." I walked down to Peyton's room, grabbed her leg, woke her up. As I'm coming out of her room, he's stumbling into the bathroom with a sweatshirt and jeans. He goes, "I'm going to take a shower." All right, dude. Don't even wait for your eyes to open or nothing. You good?
Yeah. Nice. Anyways, you guys know who we are. I'm Glick. He's Rick, and we got Derek. What's going on down there in your world today?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm messing around, man. I'm experimenting with some things.
He's down there being all IT guy all of a sudden.
Yeah, right.
Mr.
Like,
Audio and Sound down there.
I'm building mic stands, setting up some microphone.
I'm just setting. Yeah, I'm setting some things up. I'm going to try something.
What's going on, Looney Tunes fan? Yep, remember you from last night, buddy.
Yeah, I remember Brandon.
We got a little bit of a late start, and I know we got a lot of football and different things that we want to talk about, but I figured why don't we jump right into the picks here real quick, and actually a real quick little review. This is week 16 on our picks. Oh hell. Man, there was a lot going on in week 16. I didn't even mark everything down.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know, right? Well, the
Oh,
Chiefs
well.
beat the Steelers on Christmas. So
We will
there's
never
that.
have accurate numbers with Glick on this.
Yeah, we got it. I got
Let's
it.
see
The
something.
Ravens
Let's
The
check
Ravens
it out. Let's
beat Houston on Christmas,
see.
correct?
Yeah. In epic fashion.
Did the Sea Chickens win on that Thursday night?
Do you need me to pull it up?
I'm looking for it. They were playing the Bears. Oh yeah, that was a disgusting 6-3 game.
Yeah, that was a trash game. That was as bad as the Baltimore-Houston game. It was like 31-5 or some stupid shit.
31-2.
Oh, they only got the safety? I thought they kicked field goal.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. Chargers smoked the Patriots. Broncos lost to the Bengals. And I believe the Rams beat the Cardinals. Okay, got accurate numbers here. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's
I think Houston was probably the biggest disappointment of the entire season this year.
Dude, you want to? Yeah, for real.
Do what?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to argue about. When we're
So week 16, you were 11-6. You were 0-1 on your lone wolf picks. I was 13-4, 2-1 on my lone wolf picks. And Derek, just because I didn't get Saturday picks from Derek was 11-4. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Derek probably would have made the same picks we all did. And then last week, Rick, you and I were the only one that got picks in last week. And we
you
were
guys
both
all
7-3.
suck. The rest of you suck.
We were both 7-3.
We were both out of town and got our picks in. What the fuck? Everybody else on this podcast sucks.
Yeah, probably because they're Tennessee fans.
Ooh.
So yeah, we were 7-3 last week, which is funny because we both picked the Titans over the Jags.
Yeah.
And then I went Saints and you went Raiders. Well, we both picked the Colts to win. They lost. They suck. Wait a minute. Yeah. I picked the Eagles and you picked the Cowboys. And then I had the Dolphins over the Browns. You picked the Browns, man. I'm a Browns fan and I knew better. Like I have no trust or loyalty or allegiance or whatever you want to call it this far into the season. Them sons of bitches, man, alive. We did have two games last night. We did have the AFC North was playing last night. The Browns were thoroughly embarrassed by the Ravens, so much so to the point that at the end of the game, our season ended on a 365-pound defensive lineman who dropped back in coverage and intercepted Bailey Zappi. And
was it Bailey Zappi? Because I know DTR came in.
And instead, I don't actually.
DTR came in on like the third drive after Zappi's second interception.
Oh no, Zappi! Yeah, Zappi came back in because he was out there.
Did
he had a couple good drives that amounted into. One was a field goal and one was a touchdown.
So how about that big ass fucking lineman? Knew better than to try to go down the field and chance fumbling and just drop to a knee. He was like,
no, he didn't drop to a knee. He didn't drop to a knee. I think the fact was he realized he's way too fat to run 90 yards down the field.
Yeah,
and
he was like, I'm not making this fucking run, so I'm just gonna kind of fall over on the field.
Yeah, he just kind of tumbled down to the ground like a big sack of potatoes. And what turned out to be a pretty good game, but the Steelers did not do anything to help themselves. They lost to the Bungholes. 19-17 last night. Again, they didn't do anything to help themselves going into the playoffs. I think what are the Steelers on? What, a 3-game skid, 4-game skid?
I don't know.
Something like that.
4 games.
I'll tell you. I was gonna say, yeah, I'll tell you here in a second. How do you just?
I
Yeah,
think
they
this is
lost the
going to
last
get
4.
it. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. We can hear
Yeah,
you
it
now.
is. Oh, you can hear me?
Yep.
Now we
All right,
can.
hold on. I'm going to try one more thing and see if you can hear me when I do this.
He's like, shit, you're not supposed to hear me. I mean, they did have a tough schedule going down to the last. I mean, they played Philly, Baltimore, Kansas back to back, and 8 L's.
Yo. Hello.
Yo.
Okay. Do I need to turn my mic up?
Actually, you sound like you're sitting right next to me. There's no electrical sound to it like there normally would be. Does that make sense when I say that?
Like static.
Does
Usually,
it sound good or bad?
No, it sounds good.
Stellar.
Okay, cool. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I don't even have that. I just have the ability to turn.
My voice high or low?
I want to get one of those so bad.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
it was
I
like-
got this running
I'm not even
through.
gonna lie to you. It was like 24
I
bucks.
just
on
changed
Amazon.
it up. This is running through a damn $2,500 audio interface. That,
What are you laughing about?
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why I wanted to plug it up and kind of see how it worked.
that sounds great, man. Yeah, your mic
Awesome.
sounds awesome. I know. I got to get my mic all hooked back up and everything. I like the mic on this camera that I have, but I've got a decent mic.
Yeah, man. Y'all know, man. Just holler at me. I could tell you like a couple of things that aren't super expensive, where you could like have a mic that's like crispy.
Hell yeah. Well, I got to start with getting a new
Anyway.
laptop. I got to start with getting a new laptop because this laptop that I have is honestly about on its last leg. Oh. I took one. I don't want them on my damn desk. Make me look like a drug addict and shit.
It's fucking ibuprofen. Jesus Christ.
There you go.
What up, why? Anyways, roll into these picks here real quick, and then we'll do some little sidebar discussions because I know we got a lot to talk about. I know Rick and I started talking about shit last night. If I can get back into it. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start off with the 1:00 games as per usual. The Carolina Panthers versus the Falcons of Atlanta.
He will.
Which
It's a must-win for Atlanta too.
yeah,
Let's
and
address
I'll
that.
say that it is a must-win for Atlanta. The playoff picture for Atlanta, the Falcons basically their hopes come down to a must-win game and a Bucs loss today.
Yep.
But I will say, ever since they brought Bryce back off the bench, he's been playing a lot better, and the Panthers themselves have been playing a lot better. They still suck, but they're playing a lot better.
The Panthers are 3 plays away from winning games.
Mhm.
Literally 3 plays or a call.
Yeah.
Like they should have beat Kansas City, but that no PI call in the end zone or whatever it was. They're literally 3 plays away and a call.
Oh my God, hold on.
And they would be a 500 team.
Oh yeah.
So
Which gives good hope for next season for the Panthers if they can build off of this. But in the meantime, they're still a dumpster fire. I said it at the beginning of the season. The Carolina Panthers are a dumpster fire. I'm going to say it at the end of the season. They're still a dumpster fire that cannot be put out. And I'm going with the Falcons. Because
I'm going to go with the
I can't say
Falcons
the other
today
one.
also.
I've been informed by my legal department, a.k.a. Rick, that I have to watch what I say when I call them the Falcons.
Yo. Hello. Check.
Hi, Derek.
No, I'm just. I was
Hello,
checking
Derek.
on there.
He said, yo, hello. Hi, Derek. You're still here. We can still hear you.
Hello.
Did Derek get swapped out with Blaze? Where am I? Hello. I forgot that I was here.
Y'all still hear me loud enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Benj. I think next year will be different for the Panthers. If they can build off of what they're doing this season, I think next year will be a little bit better.
I don't think they should move on from Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young has potential for them as a quarterback.
I wasn't really sold on Bryce Young, but I got to give the kid credit.
Shitty hand when he entered the league.
True, but I got to give him credit. Like I said, they benched him earlier this season. They brought him off the bench, and he's looked 100 times better. Maybe it was that slap in the face that he needed to kind of wake up and get his shit together.
And he got the chance to play behind Andy Dalton, which, if you're going to learn from a quarterback, Andy Dalton's a pretty good fucking quarterback to learn from.
Yeah, and he's been around for the last 75 years in the league.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins was on your TV right there.
He was in Super Bowl 1.
Yeah, I always forget Andy Dalton and Carson Wentz are still in the league, and then all of a sudden somebody gets hurt.
They play for somebody they get put in or some shit. You're like, what?
Where did these guys come from? Who you got in that Panthers Falcon game, Derek?
Oh, Falcons all day.
Falcons.
I can't right
now. Coming up are also right at 1 o'clock. These are all the 1 o'clock games here. We got the Washington Football Commander Redskins versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are actually starting Trey Lance tonight.
Let's
Obviously,
address the fact that we have the Rookie of the Year playing against the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, I want to talk about that when we get done with our picks, because you and I started out the season on the same page, but we're ending the season on different pages on that conversation. But let's circle back around to that. What's the Jaden? Obviously, the Commanders are locked into the playoffs. The Cowboys have no chance in hell in making the playoffs. Yeah. Oh, shucks. The Cowboys aren't going to be in the playoffs. I'm so hurt.
Just puts truth to all the memes that share at the beginning after the first week. The Cowboys have been eliminated from the playoffs.
Well,
after week 1.
Not only that, we get to look forward to after today's game for the next year.
Another year of everybody talking about how Dak Prescott
2025. Yeah, 2025 NFL Super Bowl champions, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Dak Prescott's the answer. It's our year. Blah, 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 blah.
I think the Commanders are resting some people because, like I said, they're locked in. But even with that being the case, I'm taking the Commanders over the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm taking the Commanders over the Cowboys.
Yeah, everybody's taking Commanders over the Cowboys. Well, not everybody, but most people.
There's still your Cowboys fans.
Washington.
They think Trey Lance is going to come in and throw 5 tutties.
If Brian was here, he would pick the Cowboys. He would also pick the Panthers. Hold on a second. When was the last time Brian made picks? I got to give you those numbers.
2 weeks ago.
He was, 1.
He's always fucking wild with his picks too, man.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. He had 6 losses.
And what, had 6 right?
No. I mean he was right up there with you with the 6 losses. Real quick correction. In week 16, 14-4 for me, 12-4 for Derek, and 12-6 for you, Rick. Because I didn't mark the Packers game. I just seen it when I was looking at Brian's boneheaded decisions, as Derek says.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Well,
where are we at? Packers
today.
Do what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Levis, speaking of bonehead moves, Will Levis today, man, might be his last start in the NFL.
I wouldn't go that
Oh,
far.
damn.
Dallas will pick him up and pay him $45 million a year.
I can milk him right quick.
$45 million a year to sit behind Dak Prescott for 2.
Aren't they already paying Cooper Rush that?
Maybe. And then after Dak retires, it'll all of a sudden be Will Levis is our Super Bowl champion quarterback. He's the answer.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants as a Titans fan if, like, next year, say he does go to Dallas and, for whatever reason, Dak gets hurt like he always does, and Will comes in and fucking leads them to the damn Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl. It's like being a Browns fan, watching Baker Mayfield be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
What a punch in the penis.
Yeah.
We got the Packers and the Bears. Packers are locked into the playoffs. I think they're going to be resting people too. And the Bears are just, man, I don't want to say they're atrocious, but they're atrocious.
They're atrocious, dude.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams' beginning of the year quote, "We're not going to punt that much," is epic. That didn't age well.
What were you going to say, Derek?
but I mean, they're not that bad though, to be honest. Like overall, if you really think about it, they're not a good team right now, but they got some stuff going on. And Caleb Williams is definitely better than I thought he was after the first couple games.
They compete in every game. Like there hasn't. I mean, Carolina smoked them, and Jacksonville smoked them. That kind of hurts. But every other game they were in, and they were competitive, and they held one of the top 10 defenses in the league like all season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can say defense wins championships as long as your offense puts points on the board.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, yeah, this is true. But I mean, again, much like the Panthers, I think the Bears and Bears fans, if they can continue to build, and Caleb Williams, rookie, maybe next year will be a little bit better. But we're talking about this year. We're talking about the Packers versus the Bears. Who you got, Derek?
Packers. I say all that, man, defending the Bears, and I'm like,
Packers. What you thinking, Rick?
I'm going Packers.
Oh man. A part of me wants to say the Bears, just because I know the Packers are resting people, but I don't know how many people the Packers are going to rest, because that division is wild this year.
That division still isn't clinched.
No, we're going to get to that when I get to that game, because
like you have
that's
two
14-2
teams that haven't clinched the division yet. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a wild little scenario in that game.
Yeah.
We've got the Tennessee Texans is what I almost said. The Titans versus a disappointing Houston Texans team. I don't care if they've clinched the playoffs, if they've won their division. That is a disappointment of a season for them after everything they had, all the weapons they had.
They were probably the most disappointing team in the NFL this year. They had, but to their defense, they got riddled with injuries mid-season.
Yeah.
They lost Nico Collins for a couple of weeks. They lost Tank Dell for a couple of weeks. They lost Steph Diggs for the season. Then Tank Dell came back, and then he went out with that fucked up knee in the 2 weeks ago. Like they just couldn't catch a break on the injury side of the ball, or on the injury side, on the offensive side of the ball, and it just led to them having a very disappointing season from what I thought. And CJ Stroud fell the fuck off after week 5. Like he came out throwing darts and he looked real good, and then not so much.
Not so much.
And who do they play today?
They are playing the Titans today. I know Mixon is resting. CJ Stroud is resting. And a whole buttload of other players for Houston is resting. They clinched the AFC South. They've got their playoff locked in. I'm actually, you know what? I'm back on the Titans train, and I'm gonna go Titans this week. I'm gonna go Titans this week.
Part of me, you're like, oh, they clinched it, the Texans and all this, and so I'm like, we could win, but I know we'll find a way to lose the game. So I'm going to go with the Texans.
That was going to be my statement. They'll find a way to fuck it up.
part of me right there was going, all right, I'm gonna go Titans.
Come on, Derek, tighten up. It's the last game of the season. Tighten up, Derek.
Man, my tighten up is that the Texans win, so that we get that number one we stay at number 2, or maybe even move up to number 1 at some point for the draft.
Cleveland's moving up.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go.
I think
who's the backup for Houston?
I have no idea. That's a good question. Let's find out real quick.
It is a good question. Hold up, I could probably tell.
Davis Mills.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm gonna pick the Titans.
Derek's got a lone wolf on the Texans.
The irony of him lone wolfing against his team is
right.
Oh,
so you're a Titans fan and you lone wolf against the Texans. Yep.
That's right.
I thought for sure I was going to lone wolf the Titans here. I really did.
That's a true fan when you know your team well enough to pick against them, and you're the only one who does it.
I mean, I've been picking against the Browns. I mean, Derek and I have both been in the same boat all season, just kind of like,
yeah, man, it's tough. I was watching last night or yesterday, and I was like, who is quarterbacking for the Browns?
It's just some random drunk guy they pulled out of the stands.
I was like, what is going on? What did happen?
Yeah.
Did James Winston go down? I wasn't paying attention.
We had Bailey Zappi in there. I didn't even know. I thought he got kicked to Canada after his disappointment in New England.
New England, yeah.
But what happened to Jameis?
Jameis, did he get hurt? I think he got hurt. And then we had DTR in, and DTR, man, with the expectations that he had coming in, I was excited when they drafted him, but that kid is a fucking mess. So they benched him, and then they put, last year we had 5 starting quarterbacks. This year we had 4 starting quarterbacks.
Well,
and we broke another record. I think Zappi was our 40th starting quarterback since the Browns came back, and 99. The previous record was held by the Browns at 39. And now the new record
we broke our own record.
And most starting quarterbacks in franchise history.
Well, let's see. They don't have any more games, right? They're done.
Oh, it was week 18. Yeah, season's over.
I was gonna say they could always pick up one more quarterback to start one last game, but
yeah. Season's over, man. They didn't even get to sniff the playoffs this year.
They didn't even sniff a 500 record, bro.
The season was over week 1 when we lost to the damn Giants and made the Giants look like a Super Bowl caliber team. I knew our season was going to be rough. However, we did have 3 wins. As of right now, I think we sit with the number 2 overall pick. But I told Nikki, I said, you know what? We beat the Ravens and we beat the Steelers this year. I'll take it. And this is the first year that Joe Burrow in his career has beaten the Browns. This is the first time in his career that he's won against the Browns, and he went 2-0 this year.
They brought the duck to Tampa Bay, by the way. Tom Brady was petting it on the sidelines.
Oh, good Lord. We have another disappointing 2 teams, the Colts and the Jaguars.
I just saw this is probably Doug Peterson's last game as head coach of the Jags.
Yeah, well. How about Trevor Lawrence? Why is he still around? Why
should be his last game as the quarterback for the Jags?
Why is he still around? Why is he still a thing?
Takes a lot to be a quarterback to make a Super Bowl winning head coach look that fucking bad.
Well.
Taking professional skill people have.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Colts in this one. Mainly just
Richardson's out, I believe.
Yeah, it don't matter. Does that mean Flacco's playing?
I don't know who they're going to start. But I'm going to go Colts.
Bingo. Richardson is out. He hurt his back. So Flacco is starting today. Yeah, man. And Flacco we trust. I'm going Colts. What you thinking over there, Derek?
Shane Falco.
I'm going Colts. What are the Titans? They don't play until 4 today.
The Titans play at 1.
Huh. 'Cause I don't see it on anywhere.
On CBS.
Yeah, my CBS
Uh,
Panthers and Falcons.
Yeah, mine too.
Probably because it's playoff contention for the Falcons. That's probably why.
yeah. I think it's gonna be another easy pick. Should be across the board. The Bills and the Patriots, the Pat Riots.
Our starters are playing one drive. All the starters are playing one drive.
You guys are locked in. You won the division and
We clinched the division 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, again, much
Record.
good or not, much.
Well,
much
I'm just
like,
saying it was a record for the first team. Like it's never been clinched that far out.
I don't know if that speaks volumes for you guys being that good or the AFC East being that bad.
Both. I think it's both.
Oh,
Because we have a bad habit of playing down to our opponents, and that's why we were able to sling 40 with the Rams and 40 with Detroit, but then we almost lost to fucking New England, and it was like, what the fuck? How do you do that? But yeah, I'm going Bills on that one for sure.
I'm going Bills as well. What you thinking?
They're
down there, Derek.
Oh, who are we talking about? Bills and who?
Bills and Patriots.
Dang, man, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna go Patriots.
Oh,
keep in mind the Patriots are fighting for the number 1 draft pick.
Huh?
So they most likely will not play hard.
I could use a Patriots win today because that's gonna move Cleveland right up in there.
It's going to be
back
hard
to our
for
old ways.
Well, we'll see. Buffalo definitely benching a bunch of people today, so
all their starters after the first
one. Derek's got his second lone wolf. Any one of those
good
howl sounders that we can click for a lone wolf.
Yeah, I need to get some sound effects going.
All right.
I don't have. I mean, I can get one.
Where the hell am I at? Okay, yeah, they've got everything freaking jumbled up here.
Give me one.
Watch the dollar. Here's the digital.
I wonder, since I'm going through this, if I could pull up my Studio One and I could just play stuff through, and it'll just, you know what I mean?
Nice.
I got it.
The last
onboard app up on my phone.
The last 1 o'clock
and stuff.
Hell yeah! The last 1 o'clock game, we got the Eagles and the Giants, and I imagine the Eagles are resting a lot of people, and for some reason the Giants came alive last week and put up 45 on Indy, which was great.
Well, they're definitely Saquon's not breaking the record because he's sitting inactive.
Is he?
Yes.
I'm still going Eagles in this one over the Giants to end there to just put the Giants out of their misery this season.
I can't go get into another fight right now.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles on this one.
Where are you going, Derek?
Who's my headset that set him off?
Who we got?
Eagles and Giants.
Let me turn that off. Eagles and Giants. Giants.
He's filling in for Brian. He's filling in for Brian tonight.
Is he lone wolf in that one too?
He's third lone wolf. Yes. Third. I think he might break my record for crazy ass lone wolf picks.
Maybe.
And the last 1 o'clock game. This has got playoff implications here. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Bucks can clinch a playoff berth and the NFC South crown with a win/tie today. You know where my allegiance lies. I've been riding with them all day, all season long. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, the
Buccaneers.
got it.
Bucks for
No
Derek. What you thinking? Did you say Bucks as well, Rick? Or
Yeah, I'm going Bucks.
yes. As much as it pains me to. I actually, you know what? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to see
Flacco to Pierce.
It doesn't hurt to see Baker succeeding. As you know, I wish he was still in a Browns jersey uniform, but I'm happy for the kid. I've been a fan since he was in college, and I'll be a fan no matter where he's at. So I'm excited to see him in Tampa doing their damn thing. Hopefully, Mike Evans gets his incentive money today. He needs 5 catches, 85 yards. I think Baker will get him that in the first quarter.
Michael Parsons dropped QB for Washington.
I'll say by halftime. I think he gets 3 receptions in the first quarter.
Wouldn't that be wild if, like, the first play of the game is a Baker Mayfield to Evans connection for like a 90-yard touchdown?
I was going to say a 90.
Like then all he needs catches, right?
Yeah, then all he needs
receptions.
So then they just do like these easy short routes for him to get open and just get
little screen passes over the top.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be
awesome. Rolling into the 4:25, 4:30 games today. Chiefs Broncos, and again, this playoff picture for the Broncos, it's simple: win and you're in.
Yep.
And I'm going Broncos in this one mainly because I think the Chiefs are. I know the Chiefs are definitely sitting a lot of freaking people. Yeah, like everybody's just. I don't even think some guys showed up to the game today. That's like, you know. But I'm going Broncos
on this one.
Yeah, Broncos for sure.
Bo Nix is my guy.
To play for, like you said, and Kansas ain't really. Yeah. I mean, they're going to try to win, but they're not.
That's your other potential rookie of the year right there, Bo Nix.
Right.
Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels are your potentials. That's who's fighting for it right now.
Yeah. We got the Chargers and Raiders. Chargers are locked in. I believe they got the playoff spot. Yes, they won the they are AFC wild card.
They will be in the number 6.
They are in the number 5 spot. They're 5 seed. Pittsburgh's number 6, and Denver.
I still show Pittsburgh as number 5.
Yeah, well, that loss last night bumped them. But I mean, that if the Chargers lose today, I mean, you could either way. The Chargers are locked in. Pittsburgh's locked in. And Denver is, a must-win.
Did Pittsburgh win yesterday?
No, they lost.
No,
they lost.
Okay. They lost in classic fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Josh is out. Josh started one fucking play, and he's off the field. Deion Dawkins is wearing a ball cap.
Jesus Christ.
Buffalo is. Josh had to keep his. That makes 110 starts in consecutively for Josh Allen.
Nice. I'm going with Chargers in this one.
Yeah.
I got Mitch Trubisky.
I'm with you.
Derek,
bro,
Chargers.
Who you going? Oilers jerseys on today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who you got? Rick.
I'm gonna go
Chargers, Raiders. Yeah, I don't think the Chargers are sitting anybody either. So
I don't care. Even if they did, the Raiders are that fucking bad.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Harbaugh versus Harbaugh in the playoffs, and I hope John bitch slaps Jim Harbaugh and the Ravens.
I'm not a Ravens fan, but I'm pulling for the Ravens all the way just for Derrick Henry.
Bro, get the fuck out.
We got Bills and
I can't help it, man.
Oh, yes.
I wish he'd have gone to Buffalo.
Yeah.
I say that, but that would change my whole argument here in a little bit when we're done with our picks.
I love the fact that of all the teams in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns are somehow Henry's kryptonite. He cannot rush against the Cleveland Browns. They freaking dominate him. That defense.
He managed to put 2 tutties up last night.
I don't know if you watched that game or not, but Cleveland just was there. Yeah. Like they weren't there to do anything other than just get paychecks last night. I mean, even Myles Garrett, who he did get to Lamar, I think once or twice, And even after that, he was just like, there were several plays where he was just standing on the line like he was in coverage.
I mean,
It's like,
if you ain't got nothing to play for, I mean, what's the point in hurting
Yeah.
yourself? You know what I mean? Like, just
Mhm.
stay warmed up, go out there, play around. I mean, you're basically just exercising.
yeah, exactly. We got the Rams who have clinched their division and locked in versus
The Rams got
Sea
hot at the
Chickens.
right fucking time. They got healthy at the
but
right
I told you,
fucking time.
I told you when they got healthy because Stafford was hurt, Cup was hurt,
Yep.
Nakua was hurt.
They got
I said,
healthy
as soon
at
as they get
exactly
healthy,
the right time.
Yeah. I said, as soon as they get healthy, that's going to be a fucking team to be reckoned with. And they have been ever since everybody got healthy. The Sea Chickens, I think they are out of it.
Yes.
They have no
they're
playoff
out.
hopes. So we got Rams and Sea Chickens. I don't know if the Rams are sitting anybody.
Sean McVay, according to our chat box.
What? Yeah, it says McVay's benching people.
No, it says the Rams head coach is out.
Oh, he's out. I wonder
Oh.
if he got the flu.
I wonder if, he might be sick or he might have something with the family, but
I'm still going to go Rams. I'm going to go Rams in this one.
over the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Dang, that's crazy because I'm going Seahawks.
Oh, he did it again. He did it again.
Number 4 on the. I'm gonna have to go back and look and see. I think that might be a new Lone Wolf record. Yeah, I might have to go back here and
Brian,
look.
I think did like
You had a week, man, and so did Brian one week. Y'all for
Every-
sure did at least 4. Yeah.
Every week, Brian is like, I'm gonna go with the team that everybody else is not picking. Dolphins and Jets. Miami needs a victory and a Broncos loss to clinch a playoff picture.
I don't think that's going to happen for him, by the way.
Yeah, that's tough.
I just don't see the Broncos losing today because they're a win-and-you're-in deal.
Right.
I'm still going with the Fins. Fins up, baby. Tua for 6 tutties against the Jets.
I'm going with the
out.
Dolphins, but I don't know about 6 tutties.
I feel like Tua's
and-
out with a hip injury.
And Tua's going to get 2.5 concussions in this game as well.
yeah. He'll be out for the rest of the season after this game.
Let's see. Tua is out.
He'll be out.
Yeah.
Is he out?
Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Oh shit. I don't. Oh yeah, he's out with a hip. Tyreek Hill is out. Vandenberg. They've got a Willie Snead is out. Holy shit, they got a Calais Campbell is out. Oh, he's resting. Non-injury related. Jalen Waddle is out. Holy crap.
I think I'm going to go with the Jets on this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Jet.
Last game forever?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
No, he's gonna follow in Brett Favre's footsteps.
He's got to go to Minnesota next, and they don't.
He'll be in Minnesota.
They won't take him. They don't need him.
Right.
They don't need him. Rick with the Lone Wolf on the Jets.
Hell, they all did.
All right.
Did it. Favre
And
did
then we've got the 49ers.
Grabs his head back.
He goes.
We got the 49ers and the Cardinals. And shockingly, the 49ers are completely out of it.
The 49ers have been out for like 3 weeks.
They were and a lot of injuries this season. A lot of injuries this season.
That's what
but
brought
they
them
were
down this year.
They were ass this year. They were not good.
Yeah.
Not much like in fantasy football, that CMC loss hurt everybody. But dude, I mean, going into today's game, I'm going Cardinals based off of this. George Kittle out, Deebo Samuel out, injury. Brock Purdy injury. I mean, that's your entire offense.
Purdy has an elbow contusion.
Yeah, he's out. That's your entire offense, man. Because CMC's already out, and who was the other wide receiver that was out for the season a few weeks back? I can't think of his name.
Ayuk, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brandon
Brandon
Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, so
Hey.
you got Josh Dobbs starting. Running back number 1 is
Astronauts.
yeah, Corondo. And then you got wide receivers Juan Jennings, Chris Conley. Yeah, man, I'm going Cardinals in that one. The Niners are just depleted.
Yeah, I'm going Cards as well.
That's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And shout out to Kyler Murray. He's not a good NFL quarterback, but he's had a pretty good season. And James Conner is just an absolute menace to society.
Let's address the fact real quick that the 49ers are currently $14 million over the salary cap at the end of the year. And they still haven't paid Brock Purdy.
You're a menace.
Just so we're clear. That's a big thing for them.
You're just mad because y'all let him go and fucking have Najee. I'm an idiot Harris.
True story.
Najee, I'm going to run 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage and do a bunch of stupid dancing around and not pick up any yards.
Yeah.
In the last game we have tonight, because I don't believe no Monday Night Football, no nothing, no Thursday night this week.
Nope.
And this is cool. This matchup, and I'm happy for both of these fucking teams. Sam motherfucking Darnold.
This is the game of the day right here.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings at 14-2.
Both of them in the same division.
Yeah, in the same division. And Jared Goff and the 14-2 Lions with Dan Campbell and his giant balls.
And bite your fucking knees off.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those are two teams I am so excited to watch play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They are two very deserving franchises to have the records that they have. I don't even know who to pick in this game.
So obviously they're both locked in for the playoffs. This is for the NFC North. But here's the kicker about this game. One of these teams at 14-2 could wind up on the road in a wild card game.
What?
As of right now, the Minnesota Vikings are the first wild card team.
Isn't that wild?
They win
14-2, and you got to play a wild card game. Meanwhile, the Falcons
on the road,
they get in to play a wild card game at like 9-8.
Yeah, on the road, 14-2. Yeah, you're looking at the Rams at 10-6, Tampa Bay at 9-7, and Philly at 13-3. These are the teams that, as of right now in the standings, your NFC leaders that get the bye, Detroit, Philly, or that have the first round or whatever, Detroit, Philly, LA, and Tampa Bay. Your three wild cards are Green Bay, Washington, and Minnesota. Again, shout out to the NFC in that division, man. Philly or Minnesota, Detroit, and Green Bay are all in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is wild to me that you could potentially be 14-3 and
still have to play in a wild card round.
Play in a wild card and go on the road.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is going to be an awesome game.
I'm hoping so.
Both teams have been phenomenal this year. We've talked, Rick, you and I have talked a lot about and this is even before this year, that trade between the Rams and Detroit with Goff and Stafford. And I was always a Stafford fan, and I just felt like Detroit was never his place. And Goff was another one of those guys.
Seasons under Matt Patricia, so it doesn't surprise me that he's
yeah, and Goff was another one of those guys, and with the Rams, it was just like, he's not bad. He just doesn't fit. And then they do that swap. And ever since that swap,
and both the
Stafford
teams have been fucking amazing since that swap.
Yes, Stafford wins the Super Bowl, and I think this might be Detroit's year.
Shut your mouth.
I think this might be. I'm sorry, Rick. but I think this might be Detroit's year. Finally,
You have the Super Bowl we're gonna get, which is probably the Chiefs and the Eagles, and the Super Bowl that America deserves, which is Detroit and Buffalo.
Mhm.
Because no two cities in the playoffs this year deserve it more than Detroit and Buffalo.
Yeah. If the Chiefs go again this year, I might just quit watching NFL football.
You think it'll be rigged?
It's got to be. I mean, dude, they are not that good.
They're
And
not
look
good
at
at
how
all.
they won the Super Bowl, and then look at their weak ass schedule.
Hold on, Glick.
all
What do you say? What do you say about the Chiefs?
When does that happen?
They are a 3-win team.
If you take out the officials, they are.
If you take out the referees, they are a 3. I agree with you, Derek, 100%.
Look, I'll show you why it's rigged. It's rigged because Patrick Mahomes didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how are they winning all these games? He's supposed to be the guy. The refs are protecting him all year. You know he's going to the Super Bowl, so he's not going to play the Pro Bowl game anyway. So why even put him in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? I don't know. That's just the way I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I've said it for years. I know the commentators and the announcers and the analysts and everybody like that. They ride the dick of Patrick Mahomes. I think he's a mediocre quarterback. I think he's a mediocre quarterback at best. I don't think he's as good as everybody hypes him up to be. The Chiefs are a freaking dumpster fire football team, and they need the fucking refs to bail them out. I mean,
did you see
Swift or not Jason? Travis Swift.
Yeah, he got fined last week for a slam dunk celebration, and they fucking grilled him online with, "Don't worry, ask your girlfriend to pay your fine. She's got the money."
It's hard to hate on that guy because he is a very, very talented tight end.
He is.
But how would you do somewhere else where you weren't handled with kid gloves and coddled and all that stuff? Like, go play on another team. Go back home to Cleveland and play for Cleveland 1 or 2 seasons. Well, you probably wouldn't get a start because Njoku's there, and as long as Njoku's there, nobody's going to be a starting tight end over him. So, because that guy's an absolute monster. But
yeah, and Kelsey's not who he used to be the last 2 seasons.
No, he used to be like a monster. He was an absolute terror. Now he's just
this season and last season. I mean, he was mediocre. I mean,
you have the Hamburglar coaching and Kermit the Frog slinging the rock to Taylor Swift's boyfriend, and that's what the team is known for. Those 3 things right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. I get it; it's an entertainment business, but
I still don't know who to pick for the Detroit Minnesota game tonight.
Oh, I know. I'm going Detroit.
I think I'm gonna join Derek on that and go with Detroit.
I said a lot of good things about the Lions. I said they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Said they're probably going to win the Super Bowl. But I've been with these guys all season, and it's not changing. Sam motherfucking Darnold and the Vikings, they will not go on the road as a wild card team. They're going to stay their happy ass right at home and take the division this year. With my first lone wolf of the day, the Vikings.
Yeah, it's definitely anybody's game for sure.
This was, I mean, in all honesty, this is what it boiled down to, was the fact that I've been with both teams all season, and I just, man, Sam Darnold, really? Like, really? Sam Darnold?
I said the same shit.
Because they came into the season, like, I would be curious to know how the season would have gone had JJ not got injured, because they came in and JJ was going to be the starter. JJ was the man, and now he might be going to Seattle.
Yeah, I don't think JJ was going to do for Minnesota what Sam Darnold did for Minnesota.
I don't think so either. Not as a rookie. I mean, we don't know. We could be 100% wrong. Maybe the Falcons are that complete freaking team that it didn't matter who was back there, and that's why we're all blown away by the fact that Sam fucking Darnold is playing like a top tier quarterback.
I mean, they are pretty stacked, so
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there we got our picks. We got Derek lone wolfing the hell out of everything in here this week. 4 lone wolves. I want to go back. Where the hell is week? Because I know I was making some real dumb picks early on. Let's see. When did I start keeping track of lone wolf in it? Yeah, let's do there. One, 2. Derek, I think you got the record outside of Brian, but I think Brian smokes meth, so I don't know if we should have him drug
You know he
tested.
smoked meat.
Yeah, we got to drug test him for the next podcast.
Yeah. He might be on something. Yeah, 2, 3.
PEDs. Had to give him
Yeah, right.
suspension.
I had to put him on the bench for a couple weeks for breaking.
It's funny.
Yeah, man. I think that Derek, the most I ever did in a week was 3.
All right, let's go, man.
Yeah, Derek with the lone wolf record here.
I'm winning the most games this week. Or losing the most.
This would be the week that you come out the best, because all the teams that are benching players and everybody's like, season's over, fuck it, we're just here to get a paycheck.
Right.
You would win the most games this week with them damn.
We're back. I gotta pee.
It has been a wild freaking football season. I know that. That's for damn sure. Definitely. I'm definitely ready for some playoff action coming up, and that's what we'll next week we'll talk some playoffs and whatnot, and get into that whole conversation. But we were talking a little bit earlier about Rookie of the Year. What's your thoughts on that, Derek? You got somebody in mind that you're thinking of?
What? Hold up. What was you saying? I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. I was looking at something on here, and I clicked on something to look at this game, and I just spaced out. What were we saying?
Earlier, we were talking about Rookie of the Year, and Rick and I both feel like it's going to come down to Jaden Daniels, the quarterback for Washington, or Bo Nix, the Denver quarterback.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on that? What you thinking about that? Both of them had phenomenal seasons.
All right, so we're talking about MVP of the year or Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah, I think definitely between those two guys. Now, who would win? I'm glad I'm not the guy making that decision. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't even tell you if I was being honest right now. I was like,
yeah,
it's I might give, I don't know, man. I mean, which team? They were both in bad ways. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like maybe the Commanders have done a little better. I think maybe depending on what happens after today, you know, like because the Commanders are they already in?
The Commanders are in.
Okay, and so Denver has to win to get in.
Yeah, Denver.
Right?
Denver is a win and in for Denver.
Yeah. So if Denver wins, which we think they will, it's going to be interesting to see. But if they was to lose, I think then they go Jaden McDaniels, just because they're in the playoffs and they're not.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
Get a little bit more. He'll get a little bit more time to pad the stats and everything like that.
Yeah, because they were both like teams that got brought back to life essentially by these two quarterbacks. You know, like nobody expected this out of either one of these teams this season.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because I mean, the Commanders weren't terrible last year. They were kind of right there. It was like that one puzzle piece that you needed to really get over the hump, and that puzzle piece was Daniels.
Yeah.
And the Broncos, the last 2 seasons, man, the Broncos have just been bad.
Yes, I mean, yeah. So that might give Bo Nix a little bit of an up there too, you know, because the Broncos, like you just said, like they were a little worse than the Commanders.
And it kind of, you know, I know a lot of the questions up in the air was it because of Russ? Was Russ just not have it anymore? Like, you know, do you put it all on Russ, or, you know, and then Russ leaves and Bo Nix comes in, and it's like it's a totally different football program. It's like a totally different football team there. At the end of the day,
it's crazy how that happens. You know, nobody else on the team makes a bigger difference as a QB. It's crazy, like, because you could have like a monster wide receiver come in the game, you know, that comes to your team, and then all of a sudden he's really good. But if your QB is not that good, it doesn't improve you as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But you could have a QB come in that's just a monster at it, and then have a bunch of mediocre people, and then he just brings everybody to life.
I think, man, I'm trying to think of a team that's kind of in that situation, that you got a quarterback that's good, and then you got kind of mediocre wide receivers and tight ends, but they make it work. I almost want to say Tampa Bay, but I also don't want to put Tampa Bay in that light, because they do have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Now, Godwin's been out for a good chunk of the season, and Evans missed a little bit of the season as well. But outside of that, I mean, their wide receivers and tight ends are kind of unknowns.
I would agree. Like, Godwin's the only like big one. Like, Evans is too, but he's also at the end, and he's still doing good and doing well. But I know what you mean.
We're talking about the Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels situation
for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, for Rookie of the Year. And I know that's what I was telling. I know at the beginning of the season, you and I were kind of on the same page, and then a few weeks ago, you and I flipped that page, and you and I were still on the same page. We flipped from Jaden to Bo, but now here we are at the end of the season, and you and I are on 2 different pages. You're on the Jaden train, and I'm on the Bo train.
I can't say that I'm not for Bo Nix winning it.
What?
But I can't.
Well, what are the stats? Can we pull them up?
Yeah, I got them actually.
So this is going to lead me into the next conversation I really, really want to have for the MVP race, but we'll get there. And that was what I couldn't remember I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, I'll
get there after we
that.
talk Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'll get those stats. So we got Jaden Daniels with pass attempts 468, pass completions 325, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He finishes the season coming in today's game with a QBR of 101.2, and he's averaging 220.6 yards a game, and he's got 3,530 yards on the season. Not too far behind him is Bo Nix, who has thrown 538 times and has 350 completions, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's got an 89.2 QBR. He's averaging, that's a big knock. He's averaging 215.9 yards a game, and he's thrown for 3,454 yards. I mean, there's not a lot that separates these guys. And those are the stats as of prior to today's games.
Yeah, the big difference is pass attempts. You know what I mean? He had like 100 and something more pass attempts with about the
Yeah.
same amount of receptions and yards.
We've also got to look at strength of schedule, who played harder teams all season, because that's a huge difference. Because you have an
Well,
NFC and an AFC right there. So
and,
who played
and I'll also
harder
say,
teams this season, and who
yeah,
did
and I'll
better
also
against
say
those harder
this. Yeah. I'll also say this, and this brings up what we were just talking about there. A good quarterback with kind of unknown weapons around him. Bo Nix, the biggest name that he had to throw to was Courtland Sutton.
Yep.
Is that, I mean, I don't put him
That's
in.
probably why he threw a whole lot more to get to
Yeah.
the same stuff.
You know,
He's also got Devon Bell and Troy Franklin, and then his tight end is Adam Troutman.
yeah.
Who?
Now look at who Jaden Daniels is throwing.
Yeah, exactly. Who?
So-
Where did they go to school?
Yeah.
So let me
Look who
let's take a
Jaden
peek
Daniels
here.
is throwing to.
I know he's got Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, McLaurin. Jaden Daniels is throwing to Terry McLaurin, Dayami Brown. I'm not even going to try to butcher that guy's name. Olemide de Zakachesis, whatever. He's also got Luke McCaffrey there.
Don't forget he's got James Conner, who can catch just as well as he can run.
Yeah.
James Conner.
They don't have
James Conner's in Arizona.
Oh, my bad. Who is
He's
the
got
one that
he's got Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin
There
Eckler.
you go.
Yes.
And
That's
he's
Brian Robinson.
And then at tight end, he's got Zach Ertz. So I mean,
Yeah.
out of the two of them, Jaden's definitely got the better.
He's got
receiving.
the weapons.
Yeah, he's got the weapons.
For Bo Nix to be statistically in the conversation with next to nobody, kind of, and playing in the AFC, which, see, that's where the strength of schedule comes, because you know that Washington's played harder teams all season than Denver has ultimately.
I don't know, man.
Did Denver have to play Minnesota or Detroit? Because I know Washington did.
Denver had to play Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, Baltimore, Kansas twice, and the Chargers twice. So, and they played Seattle as well. Seattle was mediocre. Washington, they played obviously the Eagles twice. They played Tampa Bay as well. They played Baltimore. That's probably their toughest games, was the Philly twice, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore, and Tampa, if you want to throw Tampa into the mix. They have a pretty similar schedule, in all honesty.
I'm content with either one winning Rookie of the Year. Like, I will be happy with either. They've both definitely earned it, and over any other position, you know. Houston.
Okay, well, just for
Washington's record?
Washington is 11-5,
and Denver's 8-8, right?
Yeah, Denver is 9-7. Yeah, 9-7.
Oh, they're 9-7.
I think Jaden's gonna win it just based on that alone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
So just for shits and grins, because we like to make picks around here, I'm gonna go Bo. I'm gonna go Nix for Rookie of the Year.
I think Jaden's gonna win it based on the overall record of the team.
I think so too.
And you guys, okay? I'm gonna lone wolf Nix over here.
I'm not digging this.
All right.
What?
Oh my God. Houston's kicker just booted it almost out of the left side of the end zone on the extra point.
Golly.
Like that fucking ball went way left.
I
But Pierce
can't
just
even
broke
watch
the
the
line and went like 70 fucking yards.
All right, here we go. All right, Rick. I know the argument that we are about to have.
No,
Would
it's
you
not
like
going to be an argument, and I have the receipts to back up what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So I want you to pitch why you think Lamar should be MVP.
Well,
over
hold
Josh
on
Allen.
one second. Hold on a second. We'll go ahead and I'm gonna give you old Josh's stats. Josh has had a phenomenal year, by the way.
I'm taking Saquon Barkley completely off the table.
Yeah, I'm taking Barkley out of this. In all honesty, nothing against Barkley. Barkley, holy shit.
Offensive player of the year, cool.
Offensive, yeah.
MVP.
What an amazing year. What an amazing year for Barkley. Okay, so we got Josh. Here we go. Why don't they give me 2024? So for this year, he's 483 attempts, 307 completions. He's got a 3,731 yards, 233.2 yards a game, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 101.4 QB rating. That's Josh Allen. And mind you, this argument brings me no pleasure. I hate the fact that I'm arguing this, and I'm arguing this for this fucking man. Lamar Jackson, who I think is absolutely 100% up there and in contention, could knock Josh Allen off. 474 attempts, 316 completions, 4,172 yards, 245.4 average per game, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Woo!
A QB rating of 119.6. Also, on the side note, and
touchdowns with 4 interceptions.
Yeah,
I think
he's got
that
a
pretty
119.
much does it, man.
I want to go back to Josh because I totally forgot about this because Josh is also a bit of a rusher when he needs to, and that's a big, strong son of a bitch when he takes off running the ball. Right. However, Lamar Jackson has 139 rushes this season for 915 yards. He broke 2 records he broke multiple records yesterday, but the one big record that he broke was he's the first quarterback to have over 4,000 yards passing and 800 yards rushing in the same
900 yards rushing.
Well, he was 800 yards at the time.
Yeah, it was 4,900 total. Yes.
Well, he reached 900 last night, but it was 800 when they made the mark. It was early in the game. That was like the first touchdown he threw when he broke that. He's got 53.8 yards a game. He averages 6.6 a carry, 4 rushing touchdowns. This is a killer. He's got 10 fumbles and 5 for losses when he rushes. That is a killer.
Josh has 2, and I believe only 1 for loss.
2 fumbles. But he also has 4 interceptions.
Who's
that, Josh?
I think Josh only has 7 interceptions on the season this year. Maybe
Lamar
less.
only has 4.
Okay.
Right.
And Lamar also has 41 passing touchdowns to Josh's 28. Rushing
That's
for
what I was
this year.
getting at. That's pretty big.
Okay.
Josh has rushed 102 times for 531 yards. He averages 31.2 a game, and 5.2 per rush. He's got 12 rushing TDs, 5 fumbles, 2 for losses.
Okay.
Like I said, the fumble
2 losses.
Again, I mean, yeah, 2 losses. I mean, Lamar's only rushed 37 times more than Josh, but he's damn near doubled his rushing yards.
Okay.
I mean, those are stats. Those are stats.
Okay.
We can't really argue the AFC thing because they both play in the AFC, and we all know the AFC is a pretty tough division to play in. At the end of the day, I mean, it is the home of the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers. I hate to
The
say
Chargers,
it.
the Chiefs, and the fucking Bengals. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
Probably have the youngest quarterbacks in the NFL playing in the AFC right now, and they're fucking just owning it.
mhm.
So here's my number one argument. Who are Lamar Jackson's receivers?
Lamar Jackson's receivers. I know where you're going with this.
Without
I
looking
think you're
it
gonna
up,
be-
can you name their receivers? Can you
Zay
name the
Flowers.
names on his offense?
I got Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Bateman.
Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely.
He's a rookie. Isn't
Name
he?
his but name his offensive weapons he could pass to. Henry.
And likely
Zay
had
Flowers,
one
Andrews,
good game.
Isaiah Likely, Picard, right? Now name who Josh
Is
has.
Picard still there?
Oh yeah, he had a touchdown yesterday. Now name who Josh has.
That's never mattered for Josh, though. I mean, he had Stephon Diggs and just let him sit out in the field like an idiot.
But that's what I'm saying.
You
Lamar
got-
has
what do you got? You got
with a
you got
named
Knox.
team.
You got Knox and Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
You got what's his name? Shakir.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's somebody else out there. I can't think of his name.
He threw a touchdown to a rookie last week, Shavers. Brand new rookie, first touchdown. Threw a touchdown to Ray Davis. Throws touchdowns to James Cook. Like,
Everybody.
you look at the names on those two teams.
Yeah,
Josh
Cook,
doesn't
that's
have
what I was
anybody. Josh doesn't have any names. Josh doesn't have a Derrick Henry. Josh doesn't have a Isaiah Likely. He doesn't have a Zay Flowers. He doesn't have a Mark Andrews. He's got a Dawson Knox, a Dalton Kincaid, who are in their second and third seasons.
Coleman, and you guys got Cooper, which I don't think
We
guys
just
really
got
took
Cooper.
advantage.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
We've had it for 3-4 weeks now.
Oh no, you've had him longer than that.
I don't think so.
He
I
was-
think
he-
I don't
he
think he's been
joined-
there
he
more
joined-
than 5 weeks.
He joined you guys early.
But you look at the name, but he's only got, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns. You look at the names that Josh Allen has to work with versus the names that Lamar Jackson has to work with, and you're talking apples to oranges.
Yeah, he's played 8 games, but I also know that he's injured the last couple of games. So I mean, yeah, you guys got him early in the season.
Okay.
Um,
But that's what I'm saying. Josh is making something with quote unquote nothing.
well,
Lamar Jackson has the Ravens.
that could go 2 ways. But Josh is Josh. Josh does what Josh has been doing since he came into the league. I will say this year he definitely cleaned up the interceptions, which is a plus for Josh because that was
How many
always a big
OCs?
downfall.
How many OCs has Lamar had in his career?
Fuck, you think
Because I know
keep track
Josh
of
is on his
fucking
third.
Ravens? You think I keep track of
But that's what I'm saying.
the Ravens?
You've
I don't
got a
know.
head coach who's been there for 10 plus years in Baltimore. You've got OCs that don't change because Baltimore is a steady winning team, offensive coordinator. Then you've got Josh, who gets a Sean McDermott in, I believe, Josh's first year too. He's been through Brian Daboll, Ken Dorsey, and now Joe Brady. So he's on his third offensive coordinator. He's literally lost every weapon he had and has had to create new ones out of what he's had. Josh, this is where my stats are stats. That's great.
You got to take your homer life out of it. You got to take your home team bias out of it.
But
You're-
even
you're
taking
really-
out, you look at the teams, look at the difference in the teams.
I'm looking at 2 teams that have been top tier for the last 5 years, 6
Okay.
years.
No, Baltimore's been top tier for a lot longer than that.
How long's Josh been there?
Josh is in his 6th season because they didn't make the playoffs the first, but they've made it the last 5.
Ever since Josh has been there, and I know Baltimore's. I mean, they fucking. I hate the Ravens. Trust me, as a Browns fan, having to play them 2 times a year,
Mm-hmm.
I know what they are and what they are capable of doing and how they play. My biggest thing is you got to look at it as a non-bias. Obviously, I hate the Ravens. My biggest thing for Lamar Jackson is he was a glorified running back, and he demanded for the last 3 years he wanted paid, and justly, I feel like he should have gotten paid. He finally got paid. We've had this discussion about quarterbacks or players in general who get paid. once they get that big paycheck,
and then they flop Dak
they-
Prescott.
they drop. I mean, their level of play, their
They're Dak Prescott.
whatever,
They're
it drops. On the flip side of the coin, Lamar Jackson, shout out to his momager, because his mom is his damn manager. She has been since he was in college. He finally got his big payday, and the guy came out this season a totally different quarterback. Yeah, he's still rushing a lot, but the son of a bitch can pass. Like, who knew he could actually, outside of Mark Andrews, because Mark Andrews has been his safety net since he got there.
Yep.
I mean, that's why Mark Andrews is the man that he is. Again, you take him out of Baltimore, is Mark Andrews really as good as what he is? Because he's been that crutch for Lamar Jackson for years. But Lamar is throwing the ball all over the field. He's throwing it to every. I think they brought fans down at some point, and he's throwing touchdowns to them. Much like Josh could do. I mean, both guys can make something out of nothing at the end of the day. But I
just feel like Lamar's had more stability for longer than Josh has.
I think I understand, like, coaching changes and OC changes are going to have their effects, but it's not gonna change the skill that player possesses. And I'm not hating on Josh, man.
No, I know.
I would love to see Josh get the MVP. I don't know if he's ever won MVP. I can't think. I don't think
nope.
so. I know Lamar's had it one or two times. I'm just happy that fucking Kermit the Frog isn't in this discussion.
He's not, and that's the best thing. He's not even in the fucking discussion.
So it is a very, for me, being 100% non-biased, and obviously I root for the Bills. I don't think I've ever rooted for the Ravens in my life, because fuck the Ravens. But this is a very tough call for me, and I am more leaning towards Lamar this season, based off of the guy really flipped it around and is balled. I mean, like, truly for the first time in his career, balled out. I mean, he's doing everything right. Josh is doing what Josh does, and he did clean up the interceptions. I know that's been a major thing.
That's been Josh. The number one conversation about Josh was his interception rate.
And but it is very tough to call this. I mean, you pull yourself, you take yourself and look on the inside from the out from the outside. It's a very tough race for MVP, and again, that's even with taking Barkley out of the equation, which is hard to do, because Barkley's had a stupid good season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, I'm not even going to take Barkley out of this equation. Who says Barkley doesn't sneak in there and shut us both up and wins the MVP?
Shut up. I don't know that Barkley is going to get that, though. I don't think he's going to be able to sneak in and take the MVP. I think it's literally going to come down to Josh and Lamar.
Derek, you got any thoughts and opinions on this Lamar Josh debate?
Well, first of all, it don't matter to me either way, so that's a good thing about my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I like both of them. I think they're really good quarterbacks, and they got their own things that they do, strengths and weaknesses. And they both had things that they've been working on the last couple of years, that they've definitely improved upon. But the one stat, man, that's getting me, man, is that 41-4, and that's why I'm leaning towards Lamar. I mean, that's a big number. Like, Josh is as good as 28-5, would you say?
Sure.
That's 13 more touchdowns and one less pick, right?
Yeah, Josh is my stats back.
I just think that's pretty massive.
Yeah, 28 TDs
have
and
more weapons.
But sometimes that really doesn't matter, because I'll say this: look at fucking Cleveland. I mean, we've got talent across the board. Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. I mean, don't sleep on them. David Njoku, and we've got ass quarterbacks.
Yeah, and there's a.
But it's like I said yesterday, you're one quarterback away from fucking deep run into the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or into the playoffs at least. You're one QB shy. So I don't know. The MVP race is it's tough. because the number one thing everybody's going to look at is the stats, the stat line, the numbers, and everything like that. And yeah, Josh's numbers aren't there this season. And if you take his numbers from any prior seasons, then you have to take into account his interception rate.
Yeah, because I'm looking at his past numbers. Like last year, he had 29 touchdowns.
Hey, Favre was like
interceptions.
That. Yeah, Favre had a great season, but he threw picks all the time.
So did Peyton Manning.
Yeah, threw picks.
And hell, Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl MVP in Denver, and he didn't do shit. That defense won. I don't even think he threw for 100 yards. Had like one touchdown and a couple interceptions, and somehow managed to get the MVP. But that was that defense that won that Super Bowl, man. Peyton Manning didn't do anything. He just showed up.
So the MVP race should be it's definitely a hot race. That's for sure.
100%.
I'm not going to try to call it. Would I love to see Josh win it? Yes. Do I think Josh is deserving? Yes. Can I discredit Lamar's stats and his abilities? No. Lamar Jackson's probably just as deserving of it.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if it was either one of them. You know,
like you said, at least Kermit the Frog is not involved in the conversation.
It is a very hard pick to try to, and again, not being a fan at all of the Ravens, but giving Lamar respect, where it's due, but also being a part, I do like the Bills. I do like watching the Bills. And I know Josh Allen is fucking Josh Allen, and Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does. It's very hard. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to come down to these last couple games. I don't know when the MVP comes out or when they announce it. I'm not sure when.
Might be around the time of the Pro Bowl or something.
I was going to go to the Pro Bowl, by the way. Because it's in Orlando. It's literally 20 minutes from Susan's house, and tickets are only $29.
Nice. Damn, for real.
I bet it'd be fun. Like, I'm sure they're doing a lot of stuff like besides the game,
It's a 3-day event.
You're right.
The Pro Bowl for me is like going to the NFL draft. I would like to go because I want to go for the weekend events. You know what I mean? All the things that are going on surrounding the
it would almost be like going to the combine too. Like all the different things they do at the combine.
Yeah, I lived in Nashville when the draft was here, or in Nashville, and it was really cool. It was a lot of fun, like all the stuff they did, how they kind of like dressed the town up, all NFL everywhere. And there was things to do, like throwing football over here, running into people. It was really cool. They had like certain sections for people, like if you were like a Dolphins fan or a Bills fan, there was like, you know what I mean? It was a lot of fun.
I have no part of wanting to go to this year's draft at fucking Lambeau Field in March. That is going to be so goddamn cold.
They had the draft up in Cleveland a couple years back, and being March, April, it was surprisingly warm up there. I had a buddy of mine, him and his 2 sons went, or his 3 sons went. They went up for the whole weekend. They went up there for the 3-4 days event, and they had every day he was calling me, "Hey dude. Like, we did this today, we did that today, we met so and so, we seen so and so." I'm like, oh, man, and it's cool because he's a 49ers fan. One of his sons is a Bengals fan. Another one of his sons is a Browns fan, and then the other one's a Packers fan. And it was like the amount of players that were there for the draft that the boys got to meet, the different things that they got to do, and some of the coaches that were around. It just sounds like I don't want to go to the draft or the Pro Bowl. I want to go to all the outside events, all the other stuff that's going on.
Facts. Yeah.
Like, I want to go to Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because something like the
it's
Pro
like going
Bowl.
to a tailgate event and not going to the football game. Like, sure, the football game is cool, but if you're going to go and enjoy the tailgate's going to be probably the best part.
Exactly. And it's like you can watch the game better and get better view from home on the television.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's cool to do the outside thing. It's cool to go to a game and experience it. It is fun. But if it was up to me, I'd do the tailgate and go home. and watch
yeah.
the game. You know,
Yeah, right. Especially like
Especially
in
if
the winter time.
especially if you're from where I'm from, where
Yeah,
it's cold
you're
as
from outdoors.
shit.
Yeah.
yep.
Like here, like here, I'd go to a Cleveland tailgate. Like last night, I went to the tailgate and we're like, I'm just gonna go back to my hotel or a bar and watch the game on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Well, yo, I got to rock and roll. We're still taking Christmas down in the house, and so
Oh man, we haven't even
chores to do.
We haven't even started. I had chores to do yesterday because we rearranged our bedroom, so we got to take Christmas stuff down maybe this week or next week. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Our 2025 starts today.
Suze wants to know how much you love me.
What?
Suze wants to know how much you love me.
Why? What do you want?
It's the right answer.
Just move your bedroom around. Yeah. All right, Derek. Have a good one, brother. Appreciate you, man. Hey, real quick before you get out of here. Real quick
And
before
we'll
you
be
get out of
doing
here.
the playoffs, right?
Yeah, we'll be doing the playoffs. Are you down to continue after football and still be a part of the sports show? We're going to cover a little bit of everything.
Yeah, just let me know what it's going to be about. And then obviously, I'll miss every once in a while because I, travel sometimes, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
But I am down. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
From the desk
Hell
to
yeah.
the
Well,
that's right.
All right, brother. I'll let you get out of here, man. Have a good one. You got any? Real quick. You got anything going on? Any new music or anything like that coming out before you get out of here?
Nah, everything. I went on hiatus, man, during the month of December and whatnot, and I had all that new songs. I had like 5 or 6 songs come out like towards the end of the year. And I plan on getting back into my stuff, doing some reels and videos and hitting it hard for this year from now on. So I was taking like a break, just kind of collecting life and things. And now I'm gonna get back started actually doing some music. I feel like I got kind of bored in a way.
Watch the water bottle.
Sometimes I gotta take a break. Yeah.
Hey, it happens. I understand that. I had to do that too. You kind of start to lose that spark a little bit. You just got to take a time out and get your brain.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I'll take a break for a minute and then I'll come back just like heavy. Like all of a sudden just stuff will just hit and I'll just bang, bang, bang. And then I'll just die off again for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotta rest that brain. You gotta rest your brain, man. You gotta give yourself a chance to think things
Plus,
up.
man, when I do it all the time, sometimes too much, I get into like repetitive things. And then you start to notice that you're not as creative anymore. You're just
then you end up like Tool,
thing.
where all your songs sound the same.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you're doing like the same stuff and you notice it too. And I'm like,
you can start a whole new group like Tool did with Perfect Circle. And it still sounds the same.
A little bit and then come back with a new perspective. So, yeah. So nothing new, but man, I mean, plenty of stuff that just recently came out. So definitely.
Oh yeah, there's definitely plenty of stuff out there for everybody to get their fill. I know I've been trying to stay caught up, but the holidays have been crazy and like everybody's dropping new music and I'm like, I can't keep up with all the new music.
What's the point of that?
That's right. And live my life at the same time.
Yeah. So it's like the hell with it. I'm just going to play Derek songs on here because I know I can get them on here with you.
Let's go. I love it.
Yeah. Get them in the rotation one way or another.
Heck yeah.
But hell yeah, brother. Have a good day, man. We'll see you next Sunday. Hopefully, we're going to be talking some playoffs.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it, man. All right, I'll holler at y'all boys.
All right.
Later, Derek.
See ya.
Real quick. Just to kind of I was going to say something so terrible about Jeff and what you said last night, how you threatened your kid last night. Just put
Let's
the
not
tip
go
there. Just put the tip. College football, man, the playoffs.
That's what I was going to say. Do you want to get into a little bit
of
college talk without Derek here? Because I know you and I watch it more than he does.
Yeah, the college playoffs have been wild. Shout out to my Wolverines, embarrassing Alabama. Yep. They ended the year the same way they started the year. First day of 2024. Embarrassing Alabama. Last day of 2024, embarrassing Alabama. Mm-hmm. Love it. Freaking love it, baby. The playoffs have been wild, though.
I have not seen. Okay, so I think the Ohio State-Oregon was the only blowout game.
Penn State kind of blew out Boise.
Okay. But the was it Texas Arizona State? Like
Dude, that was good.
What
That
a
was
fucking
lights.
game, dude.
So
What
good.
a
Shout out
fucking game.
Shout out to Arizona. Shout out to these little schools, SMU, Boise. I say little schools, quote unquote. Boise, Arizona, making the playoffs, giving us what, as football fans, college football fans, what we've been wanting, whether it's a win or a lose or a blowout or not. We wanted to see an actual playoff system. Arizona, man, I thought for sure they were going to knock Texas off in that game. Holy shit! And I did not expect that at all. But that was a great
shout
game.
out to Cam Scattaboo from Arizona State for having a rushing, a receiving, and a passing touchdown in a game.
Yeah.
Like, holy moly, man.
Yeah, man. There you were.
That dude when he drafts is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he goes when he drafts. Huge shout out to the Big Ten for kind of running the gambit on the playoffs. Well, we had 4 or 5 teams in there: Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. 4. Yeah, we had the most teams, and we could potentially see a Big Ten showdown in the championship.
We absolutely could.
So
we absolutely could.
I would like to have a moment of silence for the SEC. Actually, no, fuck you, SEC. I told you guys.
Well, they're still in it. Don't forget Texas is still in this, man.
Yeah, but I said that when the playoffs came around and there was an actual playoff system, the SEC would become irrelevant. Alabama wouldn't even matter. And guess what? So far, my predictions are coming true after one season, and I love it.
You know who doesn't matter even worse than the SEC? The fucking ACC and all the shit they talked about Clemson and Florida State. Fuck you all. Florida State is a joke.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah.
And
they were
Clemson. Come on, man.
100%. I am Ohio State. I don't know if that loss to Michigan at the end of the season lit a fire under their asses, but they are on a mission. I am looking forward to this Texas-Ohio State matchup. If Texas plays the way Texas can play, this should be a really good fucking game.
Not like the way they started against Arizona State.
Yeah.
Because if they let Ohio State get out to a fucking lead like Oregon did, there's no way Texas is catching them. No fucking way.
Yeah. And I need Penn State to just destroy Notre Dame because I talk so much shit about Notre Dame. So overrated every year.
Well, they're holding a playoff spot for a school and they don't even fucking represent a conference. Go home.
So overrated every year. And I love when they get into the bowl games and get smashed. And then I think they shocked everybody last week beating Georgia. I did not see that coming.
I didn't either. I won't lie. I did not see that coming.
But yeah, we do have college playoffs that are rolling into Thursday and Friday this week.
But let's take into consideration Georgia was on a backup quarterback because Carson Beck hurt his elbow in the game against Texas for the SEC championship.
Yeah.
So he beat their backup quarterback.
Yeah. But yeah, Thursday night we got Notre Dame and Penn State. Let's go Penn State. And then Friday we got Ohio State and Texas. Obviously there's a part of me that obviously I don't hate Ohio State, but I'm a Michigan fan. There's a part of me that's like hook 'em horns, but there's also the even bigger part of me that's like, let's go Big Ten. You know what
let's
I mean?
Go Big Ten.
That's going to be a game where I'm not going to be mad either way. You know what I mean? If Texas wins, cool. Ohio State's out, which is awesome. But if Ohio State wins, cool. The Big Ten's going to be represented in the Natty again this year. Hopefully double
by at least one team.
Yeah, hopefully a double representation, Penn State and Ohio State.
Bro, let me tell you, Penn State's defense is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Their defense
got to come correct, though.
Their defense is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Like they smothered.
Yeah, they got to come correct because Ohio State has Penn State's number.
Yep.
So
well, they got to get past Notre Dame first.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about that next Sunday. I'm going to go
results on that.
What's that?
We'll have the results on these next 2 playoff games next Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. We'll know who's going into the Natty. We'll have the we'll have the results. We'll talk a little bit more about that on Sunday. But shout out to the Big Ten, man. Shout out to the Big Ten representing in bowl games this year. I think we have we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 and or no, I'm sorry, 8 and
Yeah, like
8 and 4 in bowl games this year. And I believe that in bowl games, we absolutely own the SEC this year.
I think
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We are 4-1, I believe, against the SEC this year, which is awesome.
Yep.
So,
Big 80% win rate right there.
Yeah, Big Ten's doing Big Ten things in the playoffs and in the bowl games as well. So that's awesome. What you looking for?
My slippers.
I don't know. Mine are right there.
I had those motherfuckers on all day yesterday.
I don't know. But in other big news before we get out of here, we've talked about it a little bit. We've all been kind of taking time off for the holidays. Now we're getting back into the full swing of things, getting shows back on track. This started out as a football show, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not going anywhere. It's going to continue as I know we've talked about it and and it's been asked for a while here on the quote unquote network. This is moving forward is going to be a full-fledged sports show. We're going to cover hockey, basketball, baseball, MMA, motorsports, some motorsports. We'll get Wally involved with motorsports and stuff like that because he has his motorsports show. If it's sports related and whatnot, we're going to be talking about it here moving forward. Unnecessary Roughness is not going anywhere. It'll be myself and Rick. I think we're both pretty excited to continue this show. And Derek's going to be a part of it too, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how we do talking about stuff other than football because obviously college and pro is our forte. Like that's what we know.
I am pretty well versed across the board. I'm a big hockey fan. I don't ever get to talk a lot of hockey because there's not a lot. I don't know a lot of hockey fans. We have a lot of. No, I'll give credit where it's due. Yeah, right. We do.
Growing up in Buffalo. You got two
right?
sports, like a football and hockey. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I don't get a baseball team. At least you got a baseball team.
And we got all 4 majors here in Ohio.
I don't.
We've got two football teams, 2 baseball teams. We've got a hockey team. We've got a basketball team, and we have. And actually, I'm not a big soccer guy, but we have a really good fucking major league soccer team here in the Columbus Crew, multi-time champions.
Yep. And I'm sure we've got they've got a lacrosse team somewhere.
Yeah, we've got minor league teams. Baseball. We've got the Columbus Clippers. They've been here for years. They used to be a Yankees farm team, but for the last several years, they're an Indians team affiliate or Guardians. Sorry, but again, I'm a big baseball guy. I don't watch baseball because it's boring as hell.
I can listen to it on the radio. I can listen to a baseball game. They get no joke. Aside from soccer, baseball probably has the best radio announcers, has the best commentators.
Yeah,
they get so excited over there's so lack of action in baseball that when something happens, those guys lose their fucking minds.
When I lived down in Charleston, I used to listen because I'm a big Reds fan. I used to listen to a lot of Reds game on the radio. I'd be out on my back patio in Charleston drinking a beer and listen like a 60-year-old man listening to baseball on the radio and fucking loving it because
when I used to be driving late at work, I would listen to the Braves games that came on at 7:05 because I liked the announcers for the Braves game. I could never watch one on TV, but I could listen to it on the radio all day.
It blew my mind that there was an AM station out of Charleston that played all the Reds games. Like, why? It made no sense to me. But I
My
loved
brother-in-law is a huge Cincinnati Reds fan. Has been his whole life.
Nice. Yeah, I've been
Like,
I've been
Their
my
honeymoon,
whole
they
life.
went to the Great Wolf Lodge, and then they drove up and caught a Reds game on the way home. Like, that was my sister and my brother-in-law's honeymoon.
Hell yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so we'll be kind of covering a little bit of everything here and talking about a little bit of everything, not at an expert status by no means, just kind of giving our opinion and whatnot, and talking a little bit of shit.
Merry late Christmas.
Merry late Christmas.
Mhm.
You didn't even open it.
It was
I thought
already
it was
open.
a package of toilet paper. I was like, she got
No.
you shit tickets.
Yeah, right. No, it's a serial killer coloring book.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you were about serial killer things.
Oh yeah, dude, I love serial killers.
I have I have a really cool book in my drawer on my nightstand about the serial killers,
That's a good one.
all the different serial killers from Rochester, New York.
You're welcome.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, no,
Finally, I mean,
yeah.
it only took 7 weeks.
It's all right. It happens sometimes. It's not your fault. There's some jackass threw a package down in the pouring down rain.
Yeah, it was there all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm back before a certain somebody pissed me off. We were going to do one of our one-off shows, and we were going to do serial killers. But yeah, paranormal and serial killers are another.
I want to see it.
I'm kind of all over the place in things that I enjoy. So
Ain't that the truth?
I have that book of the Rochester serial killers because Shawcross hid the hookers in Northampton Park in New York, and I actually grew up sledding at that park.
nice.
I remember we went to go one year and it was closed and we couldn't get in. I was real young. It was because they had found one of the hookers in the snow.
Oh yeah. Nikki and I went and seen Jelly Roll. He was up in where was that at? Orange Blossom,
Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls. Well, where we stayed in Bath, Ohio, which is where Jeffrey Dahmer's from.
Yeah,
he was born and raised there. So one day we were talking about it.
Let's go find his childhood house.
Yeah, and we did, and we went and found it.
So I just started, as you know, I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah, I think you did get it. Yeah.
I listen to a lot of audiobooks. You know that. I just started. Do you know who David Goggins is?
Yeah.
Like he'll basically say, "Hey, my life sucks. Your life sucks. You're a piece of shit. Do something about it." Like that's his fucking mentality. So he's actually from Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
He was born and raised in Buffalo. His dad owned a skating rink in Buffalo and then had an up top bar above it and used to beat the fuck out of him, his brother, and his wife. Like, beat the shit out of them. So in my book, David talks about growing up with that lifestyle and all these places that he's naming in Buffalo. And the kids are in the truck listening to it with me. And I'm like, I know where that is. I know where that is. I've been there.
Yeah.
I know where that is.
That's
I didn't know
wild.
David Goggins was from Buffalo. Like, that's cool. That dude's a fucking beast. Ooh.
Right.
That man runs marathons that he runs until his toenails fall the fuck off.
Yeah. You'll have to tune in next week, maybe the week after, to find out. Didn't save it. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? You got to keep tuning in to find out who we think's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to give my prediction right now. I've already said who the NFL is going to give us, but who we deserve. But I'm not going to give you my prediction on who's going to win it.
Yeah, we are both at 100% agreement on that one. Man, Carolina's beating Atlanta.
Did he get it?
Wow.
I will tell you right now, though, if Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, I will hold off on jumping through my flaming table until the podcast.
Hell yeah.
And I will do it live on the podcast.
Hell yeah, that would be awesome. Let's go Buffalo.
Because I've had a table that I have had, and it was a beer pong table, it was a drinking game table, it has been paint marker autographed by everybody who's ever played a game of beer pong on there. Oh, that's cool.
Nicky, that's his house. There's signs that say keep out, stay off.
Yeah, because people fucking after that show, everybody wants to go there. So I've had this table since I was 19 years old.
Nice.
It has been my drinking game table, like everything. It has gone from location to location to location with me. And it is not a cheap fucking folding table. It is a heavy duty plastic table and it is going to take every bit of me to go through this thing. Like, I may be one of those videos that doesn't break the table on the first fucking try because of the kind of table it is.
To
But
that, I
if-
say
if
because
they
I
win-
want content. Because
if
I
they
want
win-
content for the show. Let's go,
If they win,
Buffalo.
we're gonna have to hype the shit
Yeah,
out of that fucking show.
hell
And
yeah,
I will go, I will
absolutely.
set that bitch on fire and I will go through it.
Hell yeah, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. One last thing before we get out of here. Let's run down the scores. Currently, Carolina is leading Atlanta 17-10. Atlanta is in the red zone. Dallas is up 6-3 on Washington. Green Bay is down 14-10 over
Real
Chicago.
quick to interrupt you on that, it's so fucking cold in Green Bay. They showed a guy open a bottle of water. As soon as he took the top off, you watched it freeze down.
Oh shit!
That's how fucking cold it is there. He took the top off. You can pull it up on your phone. ESPN Milwaukee. He took the top off, and you just watch the ice go down the fucking water. It's that kind of cold there.
Well, currently Chicago is leading Green Bay 14-10, but they're in the red zone as well. Houston is up 13-3 on Tennessee. Indianapolis is up 17-13 on Jacksonville. All these games are headed into halftime, by the way. They're either at or under the 2-minute warning.
Atlanta just scored.
Atlanta did just score.
Yep.
Buffalo is
trailing
New England 14-10.
Keep in mind, Josh Allen did one play, a handoff to James Cook, and then left.
Yeah.
So they have Mitch Trubisky in.
Philadelphia is leading the Giants 10-0. That is at halftime. Buffalo is at halftime as well. And the Carolina Panthers, or not the Carolina, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are trailing New Orleans 13-6.
Yep.
And they're right out coming up on halftime as well. So there's your halftime scores. Enjoy your football the rest of the day. Hopefully your team wins.
Just kicked the field goal to make it 14-13 with 2 minutes in the second quarter.
Yeah. Titans up. Let's go, Buffalo. And ladies and gentlemen, the Dog Pound has been silenced for the year after last night's beatdown from the Ravens and an interception by a 365-pound lineman that was in coverage. So until next year, Cleveland, let's go, Dogs.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate y'all listening.
Go Bills.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, go
We'll
Bills.
catch y'all later.
See you later, man. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We will tune in tomorrow night for a brand new episode of Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations, followed by Men Cam for Men. That's our Monday night shows. Tuesdays, Glick's House of Music. I don't know what I'm going to be doing as of right now. I do not have any guests lined up. I'm going to have to work some magic in the next couple days. If not, we'll figure something out for Tuesday. Wednesdays, as always, we're back after the holidays. Jeff and I with What the Fuck News. If it's in the news and it makes us say what the fuck, we're going to talk about it. And as always, we have your penis report. Thursdays, as Jeff's Garage, I believe Jeff is coming back in the new year and starting to do his show again. So we're looking forward to that. Fridays is Nonsense and Chill. Blaze and Jeff are hanging out watching movies. They're changing directions on that as well. They're going to start watching a lot of fan-made movies from the YouTube channels, which is really, I think it's going to be a really cool idea, really cool concept. And then Saturdays, of course, is Nonsensical Nonsense. It's our main event. We do the Open Door Challenge. We invite anybody and everybody to join us and partake in the shenanigans. And then Sundays, we wrap up the week with this show right here, Unnecessary Roughness. As we said today, moving forward after the football season, we're going to keep it going and talk all sports. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate y'all listening. Make sure you give us a follow, bio.link/nonsensical network. All of our links are there. Give us a follow, give us a listen, and don't forget to check out Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. Give her a follow on Facebook and Instagram. Hit Nikki up and say, hey, I would like some Nonsensical Network gear. Or maybe you can get something else that you would like made. She does hats, shirts, hoodies, cups, you name it. She can do it. She'll get you taken care of. We'll see you guys next time around. And Saturdays, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot. Sorry, Cash. Saturdays, Cash's Corner. Cash and I talking wrestling Saturday afternoons. So, yeah, a lot going on here on the network. It's hard to keep track of everything. But we'll see y'all next time. Be good or be good at it, baby.
Nonsensical network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football crashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds a tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat.